What is your biggest struggle as a teacher? My goodness. Well. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 2 of my Q&A for Vlogmas. If you missed part 1, please click in the cards right now and go watch that one first. I went on a little bit of a few rants for the questions. That's why I had to make it into 2 videos. And if you're new to my channel, I introduced myself there. So go check that out and then join us back here and you can continue with the questions. All right, so let's just jump right in because I talk a lot. So next question is, what holiday activities are you doing in the classroom? And honestly, we may do some kind of Christmas around the world thing. That's really like a big thing in 2nd grade, so the kids have done it last year. I think we're just, I know we have Christmas holiday themed task cards for 2-step word problems with every operation because that's what we're going to be working on. And we have some other mystery holiday activity that has to do with everything we've taught in math. So it's like a review kind of escape room thing. My coworker is sharing that with me. I will link what I can down below. They're all Teachers Pay Teachers stuff. And then we are going to, for our PBIS reward for the month of December, we are going to be watching a movie in the classroom, and I think we are watching The Grinch and tying that into our curriculum and doing some cause and effect with it, I believe. So that is what we're doing in the classroom. We do not have an elf this year. It's just been hectic since we got back from Thanksgiving break, so that's okay. What are your plans for break? Are you taking time to unplug and rest? You should, you deserve it. Well, thank you so much. This is my first year that I'm going to stay in North Carolina and celebrate Christmas with my boyfriend's family. I always leave and go home right away, and I just never stay for him. So we are staying with his family, and then we are going to drive to New Jersey, where I'm originally from, after Christmas, and we're going to spend just a few days there, come back before New Year's. New Year's is not really a happy time for my family. It's when my father passed away, so we're just trying to avoid those feelings. And I'll be back here before New Year's, and then we start school on the 2nd. Love life, so I probably won't do anything on New Year's anyway. Didn't do anything last year. It's okay. What is your biggest struggle as a teacher? My goodness. Well, right now I feel like my biggest struggle is being a reading teacher, a successful reading teacher. I want to be doing vocabulary. I want to be doing word work, but my county right now is not really, like, they have the resources, but they're not really training us or telling us what we should be doing or pushing us to implement things. So it would be great if you loved like a free-for-all, or if you knew what you were doing, but me being new to reading, it's difficult for me. So I'm not doing word work, I'm not doing vocabulary, and I've had a hard time fitting in small groups. I'm still working on shortening my mini lessons down. I teach to the high kids totally, and I can't break, like, it's just hard for me to break down to conceptualize some topics, even though we start conceptually, but also with the pacing and everything, we have to move fast. So some kids just don't get it, and it's going to be hard for them to get it with the rate we have to move at. But my struggle right now is definitely reading and just fitting everything I want to fit. Vocabulary lessons, guided reading groups, and word work. And I think what I'm realizing as the year goes on is we share plans as a grade level, and I don't plan ELA. So we usually have like a mini lesson with a mentor text, and then the kids, whatever we model, the kids do that with a different text. And it's a lot of writing and it takes a lot of time. And I'm realizing that that's not the only piece to reading. So it's okay to not make them finish. It's okay to do a different activity, because those activities are different than our tests anyway. Our tests are multiple choice questions based on passages. So nothing we're doing in class is necessarily preparing the kids for those tests, except for focusing on that one topic that we're teaching at the time. Like right now we're working on character traits, so they're working on pulling out different character traits. But I still need to fit in that word work, that fluency, those reading skills, because they need those to be able to comprehend the text and answer the questions. So I'm realizing that I need to take a step back and focus on those more basic things to help them on the test itself. Have you always wanted to be a teacher? Yes. Yes, since the moment I could remember. When I was little, I would take my old yearbooks and circle all the kids I wanted to be in my class. I would play school with my dolls. I would play school in middle school and talk out loud to help myself study for tests. And when I would write on my big whiteboard that I got from Staples, and I felt so cool. My dad hung it on the wall for me. I had my own little office in the basement. It has been my dream job my entire life, and I love it. It's me. Best part of 3rd grade, definitely that I get to have the same group of kids all day, and it's only 21. Being with them all day and getting to see them in all subjects, so you can see their strengths and you can see their weaknesses across the board, and just being able to have that strong relationship with them because you are with them all day, it just makes such a difference. I am not a believer in switching classes in 4th grade at all. Like, I would never switch classes in 3rd grade. Those babies need consistency and the same procedures throughout the day. I just really strongly believe that having the same kiddos all day makes a huge difference, and I love that. Even though I have been extremely overwhelmed this year, I love it. Did you ever have another job choice before teaching? I've always been on the path to become a teacher. My senior year of high school, I took a preschool class, which was actually like almost half of my day was that class, because we ran our own preschool in high school. And it was really a unique experience because each child got their own teacher in the class, because we paired a preschooler with a high schooler. So they had one-on-one instruction. It was actually a really neat preschool. And we also just learned how to lesson plan in that. We went out to our local elementary schools and got to kind of do a little practicum student teaching kind of thing. And I taught a lesson then, and oh my gosh, I just remember I just didn't include half of what I should have. It was funny. But teaching has always been it for me. There was a time where I thought about like interior design when I was really obsessed with watching HGTV. My dad was also an architect, so I totally get that from him, but I just am not that artistic. I can think of things in my mind, but I can't show them, I think. Like, the best interior design I'll be is in my classroom. And then there was also a short time where I thought about being a real estate agent, again with the HGTV thing, but I never really had a passion for much else. It's just always been like known. It was odd to me when people were in high school and didn't know what they were going to college for, or when people were in college and didn't know what they were going to college for. That just blew my mind. I'm a senior in high school, planning on becoming a teacher in the future. Any tips? Well, definitely as you're choosing a college, really look into that education program. For education, I would suggest honestly going to a smaller school so your classes are more intimate with less students, because at some schools, like, education is a huge major and there are so many people, and you really want that relationship with your professors to truly help you build your understanding of what you need to do in the classroom as well. So I would look into the education program. Something I really liked about High Point University, which is where I went to school, was that they had a 5-year program. That means I can get my master's in 5 years and my bachelor's. So that really sold me, because originally I was going to go back to New Jersey, and you can get a better job in New Jersey if you have your master's. Now I'm not getting paid for my master's, but whatever, I have it for whatever the future holds, and it's done with and it's over with, and it was easy and it all went together. So I mean, it wasn't easy, but now that I don't have to do it anymore, I don't have to think about it. It's great. So I would definitely look into if it's a smaller education program, if when they start giving you your education classes. I got my education classes my freshman year. I had 1 or 2, I believe, but right away they put me in the classroom, and I think that's great, because you need to be in the classroom to know that that is actually what you want to do. You need to be writing those obnoxious long lesson plans in college, and if you can't handle that, I mean, we don't write lesson plans like that in the real world, but if you enjoy that, you'll enjoy regular teaching. So look into when you can get into the classroom, how big the classes are, if they have some kind of master's program, because I know not only in New Jersey, but other states require you to have your master's. So that's super helpful. Like right now, go and volunteer in the schools around you. Get as much experience as you can. I know everyone says that, but definitely those are big pointers for college. I'm so glad I chose my school because of that. What do you think is the hardest part of becoming a teacher, and what is the best? The hardest part of becoming a teacher is definitely having to write those lesson plans. They're called something different in every school. Mine were called 5E lesson plans. All E's standard for a different part of the lesson: engage, elaborate. I don't even remember, because you don't use those when you actually teach. I mean, you use pieces of those, but the lessons that we had to create for college were so dreadfully long, and they were supposed to be a one-day lesson. No, that would go on for like a week in the real classroom. But I mean, it prepared us, and that definitely, that on top of like wanting to have a college experience, it was harder when you're student teaching and you're just in a whole different world than the rest of your college friends who are not an education major. They are still going to just regular classes. They have elaborate projects for other reasons, maybe huge papers or huge art assignments or projects, whatever they're called. They have to build these masterpieces, design bedrooms, or whatever their career choice is. But we had to lesson plan on top of doing our assignments for class, on top of going to student teaching. When we weren't student teaching, we were going to other practicums, and it's just, I think, a different experience than a regular college experience. I personally feel like it's a lot more work, especially when you're a college student and you're student teaching. There's no time for a job, yet you still have to pay for gas to get to your student teaching. That's something I never understood. Like, I know it's for college, but we should get some kind of like discount on classes, or like some kind of like gas money. I don't know. Thumbs up this video if you agree, and comment down below. Like, because there's literally no time for you to have a job unless you're whacked out and crazy and like don't sleep. Because I still barely slept, and I was just writing lesson plans for the next day. What is the best part of becoming a teacher? The best part is all of the experience you get. And that's if you are in the right school. You get to see, well, I got to see like everything. I feel, not everything, but a lot. I got to see a lot, and I got to see what I liked, what I didn't like. You're really thrown into the field, and that's still the best part of being a teacher, going to observe other teachers and get new ideas, because things are always changing, and that's just super helpful. So those were all my questions from last time. I asked for more questions this time, which was kind of silly, but let me see if anyone asked. Okay, good. There's only 3. Have you ever thought of teaching high school? No. I still feel like a high schooler myself. I still feel like an elementary school student some days. So I don't think high school is for me. I love the babies. They make my heart happy. What is it like teaching 3rd grade now, and which one do you like best, 4th or 3rd graders? And I think I talked about that. For me, it's been hard to go from 4th down to 3rd because I forget that these kids are so young and they really don't know a lot. So like some vocabulary words that like obviously are so easy to me because I'm an adult, they're like, Miss Vensky, I've never heard that word before. And I'm just like, duh, you're in 3rd grade. So that's been different, but I kind of answered that earlier. Again, if you didn't see part 1, I think I talked about that one all in part 1. Do you ever want to have a kid? Oh my goodness, yes. Me and my boyfriend talk about it all the time. Just looking forward to the future, and I feel like teaching is such good practice for having my own kids, because through the years I have learned how much better to interact with them, how to handle things when they're upset. Like, I feel like I'm getting the best possible practice right now, especially having other people's children and they have been raised a certain way, but then I still form them and mold them in the school setting. So yes, I want children, but not anytime soon. I still feel like a baby, like I said. So that is all of my questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-day special. And like I said in my last video, let me know what you want to see from Vlogmas down below. Different things in my classroom, different things I'm doing, or just daily vlogs. I don't know. We're stuck inside, snow day. We already don't have school tomorrow, so just let me know what you guys want to see, and I will see you in my next one. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell, and click around on the screen for my other videos. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.